Listen only mode.
Hi everyone, this is Shorudeep here. Hi, very good evening to all of you, and I wish you today Guru Nanak Jayanti. So I wish you for that. So to all of you, how am I audible to all of you? Can please let me know if I'm audible and the screen is visible to you? Okay. Thanks a lot. So we will start our post-market session today right now. And before starting, I will give the brief. Like this is a 1 hour session. The first half an hour is taken by me, and the next half an hour is taken by Vivek sir. Okay. So what we do is that we share our outlook for the market. Now, this is not a session where we can actually take questions because the time is limited. So it is more or it is more of a monologue. And what happens is that if you are a TMP member, or if you are a TMP trading mentorship program, or if you are a stockage club, stockage social member, you can ask your question in the technical and fundamental group and we can take it later. But this session is more about telling you about our market view about the next week's market. So let us begin. Okay. So first, this is the Nifty chart, and we can see that all those who know a little bit about Elliott wave, you know that this is a 5 waves cycle. There is a first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and the fifth wave might have completed here, and 18,000 has achieved. And right now, you can see the market is having a head and shoulder pattern. It is quite probable, the way things are shaping up across the world, that 17,600 is breach, and in that case, target of 16,600 opens up. The RSI has already dipped below the 50 mark. MACD is a little bit in a bearish mode. So overall, things are not looking great for the market. Now, I would like to discuss the macro scenario behind this things that are happening. Okay, and it is not an India specific thing; it is all across the world. Now, so let us look back. See what we have seen here is that the inflation, United States inflation, you can see around 6%, 6.2%, and which is 25 years high. And if I go to the inflation of the German inflation, so I have opened this for you. The German inflation is around 6%, again around 5.2 or something like that, 5.8 kind of level. So these are making headlines across the world, and you can see that people are talking about the inflation, and you have to understand the PPI inflation, that producer price index, that is the inflation faced by the manufacturers of the goods, have reached 18.4%. 18.4% PPI is a great uh, risky situation or bad situation if it happens in countries like India, China also, which are developing nation. But for a developed nation like Germany, USA to have this huge amount of inflation is kind of unthinkable, because people there get 1%, 2%, and in Germany almost negative inflation, negative interest rate for their savings in the banks. So inflation this high is unbearable, and that is why people are fearful that the market will actually see a high amount of inflation. And that is why this is the dollar index chart. You can see people are thinking that there will be hike in interest rates, and that is why from the September end the dollar index started staying above 30.9350, and as we expected, it will probably go towards 97.65, and it is going very fast. And last 2 weeks, these are weekly charts, you can see the climb has been very fast, like 2% in 2 weeks it has been. uh, so there was a mini hidden inverse head and shoulder here, uh, and this was a big head and shoulder. Mini head and shoulder target was 96, which was achieved, and right now trying to trade above that and possibly can go towards this 97.7. Now, in this situation, if you see that what our market did was, our market was outperformer. Like if I add from the bottom, you can see our market is still the best performing index. Okay, Indian market is still the best performing index across the world. So almost 21% up, and the even better performing index is Nifty. But if I go back from the period when this dollar index has started rising, like second half of September, and the effect actually started in the October, you can see that India is actually one of the worst performing markets. Okay, so and not only India, like this is Brazil, Ibovespa. Okay, this is KOSPI, this is IMOX, this is for Russia, this is China, then India. Okay, and there is KOSPI. So all the emerging markets are actually performing bad, because what happens is that when countries like USA see the hike of dollar, rise in dollar, then dollar become expensive. So because this is a rising asset, people like to sell equities and all other assets and go back to dollar. Because see, suppose they have invested into India when they brought $1 and got maybe 72 rupees, they have invested that money. Now if suddenly dollar rupee becomes 80, then whatever return they make, they will have to give 80 rupees to buy again a dollar and take back. And that is why, for that fear, all the emerging markets, if you can see the KOSPI, the KOSPI, that is the Korean market, China, Russia, Brazil, India, China, all, and this is a Taiwan index. So all are the bottom half, and on the upper half are the developed market index. Like this is Dow, this is DAX, this is CAC, this is Euro 50. So all the European markets are doing great. Now we have to also understand that why this dollar index is going up. One thing is that the inflation is there. Like this is the no, I will come to Baltic dry index later. The German inflation is there at 25-year high. The US inflation is there at 25-year high. And why is this inflation so high? Okay, so if we can see this chart, I will talk a lot about macro today. So it will they because the more stocks are not in the buying mode, so we have to need to understand why market is falling, and we need to actually start shorting, or we need to also actually exit our position. So I will talk a lot about macro today. So this is the crude oil chart, and see, this crude oil rise was completely driven by policies of Joe Biden. Okay, so Joe Biden was very much campaigning on the think of carbon free, emission free USA, and that's why when he came into power, this is the time when he came into power. Okay, this is the time when he came into power. The oil was 53, 54, and soon what he did was that he shut down many of the drilling spots in USA. Okay, and that is why what happened is that the US production capacity, I will show you a chart here. This is the EIA website. Okay, ये EIA website है, and इस यहाँ पे हमको क्या मिलता है, यहाँ पे हमको मिलता है कि weekly कितना production हो रहा है. Okay, so just a second. Why it is not coming? I will refresh one more time. Yeah, so it has come. So see, this is the weekly US crude oil production dating back to 1980s. But the important part is that, see, before there was COVID, US reached production high of almost 13,100 barrels. Okay, so 13.1 million barrel per day. Now, due to COVID, they have to scale back, and the production dropped to almost 11 million barrel per day. But the capability to produce 13 million barrel was there. Only the wells were shut temporarily. To shut a well temporarily, it takes 3 months, and to reopen a well again, it 3 months. But what Biden did is he permanently shut down, in order to permanently shut down many spots of oil exploration, and that's why what was the effect is that, see, since that time, though the oil price was going up, in spite of that, US is not capable to pull back the oil production. See, it is stuck at 11,004, 11.4, 11.5 only. Now, seeing the high price of crude oil, what Biden has done is he has taken a U-turn. Okay, so this is a last week. They on the Wednesday they decided to give 80 million acres of Gulf of Mexico to explore for new oil. But Biden has understood that, see, to reduce carbon footprint, you have to consume less of carbon, right? Does not make any sense to actually shut down own wells and later buy the same thing uh, for consumption for other countries like OPEC. So that only actually raises the crude oil prices. But if they have their production high, then the oil prices can remain low. And when they have the alternatives in terms of uh, uh, the battery cars, the electric vehicles, then they can actually reduce the carbon footprint. And that is the thing that many people were criticizing Biden, and he has. So this shut down new oil and natural gas. So this is a complete U-turn. Okay, this is a complete U-turn. As it is mentioned, it is a complete U-turn. And now you have to understand, once you give 80 million hectares of area to explore, oil exploration, discovery, and then construction of the oil, and finally exploration, it will take 3 long years. Okay, 3 long years. So there in immediate near future, there is no scope of production of oil. But Biden is trying in other ways. He's requesting the China and the Japan, and he is planning to release the strategic reserve to actually keep oil prices down for some time. And then he's hoping that possibly what will happen is that oil prices will reduce, and by that time this exploration oil will come into the market. But situation is quite messy right now. There is quite a huge demand for oil, and the oil is not there. And two important charts are very important here. So one is I made this point in this stock ideas in the club. I posted this. See, so we can see, as you can see, I have mentioned there. We can see a rounding top kind of a formation in the crude oil. So this time, November to December, is the seasonally weaker time. So temporarily oil can dip to, if it stays below 76, it can dip to 67. Okay, so this is what I have shown also, that if it stays below 76, it can go to 67, and that can be a little bit of breather for the global market, which is reeling under a lot of pressure. I will like to show you another important chart. See, this is the Baltic Dry Index. Okay, this is just before the Lehman crash. Uh, if you remove that part, you will find that Baltic Dry Index normally remains in the range of uh, 500 on the lower side, which signifies lower demand, lower trade, and maybe 2,300 on the upper side. But what happened due to COVID is that a lot of countries were not producing a lot of things, and that is why, if I go back here, I will show you that. See, I show this every day actually, so you should know that aluminum prices have fallen like this, have risen like this, sorry, almost doubled. The zinc prices, because a lot of countries were not producing a lot of things. So you can see aluminum, zinc, everything, like they skyrocketed, almost doubled. Okay, sugar. So sugar, sugar futures. Okay, so sugar futures, you can see all the sugar futures went up, corn futures went up. So everything went up. Okay, because there was a problem in supply chain. So you can see corn future almost doubled. So everything actually went up, and that's why what happened in this Baltic Dry Index is that uh, the Baltic Dry Index soared, because there was the coal prices almost tripled or rose 300 times. So everything, there was high demand for actually transportation of materials. But what is right now happening is that due to this high inflation, people cannot afford things at such high prices. All the companies, all the manufacturers like FMCG, autos are seeing their margins cut off, and that is why the demand for global trade is reducing. And China's real estate, some real estate, big real estate firm actually uh, fell into bankruptcy, and so all this is coming back. So what happened is that due to the supply chain issues, because many countries needed things that they were not producing, Baltic Dry Index actually went up. But now, because people cannot afford things at such high prices, you are seeing that this crashing, and because of a kind of slowdown in China, this is crashing. And one more important thing, the most vulnerable sector of this China thing is the metals. So if I show you, out of all the indices, the most weak at this point is the metal index. Okay, so because China is having surplus steel, surplus zinc, and everything. Why? Because there is a kind of slowdown due to real estate sector crash, and that's why what things are happening is that they have surplus metal and they are trying to dump it into other countries, and that's why the metal prices are crashing. And you can see the only index maybe which is in such a dire shape and possibly look very bearish at this point of time, if especially RSI goes below 50, is the metals. And they can really go down, because if there is oversupply in China and China starts dumping things. Okay, so the metals look. So this is the macro slight macro background I wanted to show you. And one more thing that is very important right now is that uh, this is a very important chart, and keep a tab on crude oil, because market downfall may little bit get arrested if crude oil really falls to 65, 67. Apart from that, natural gas, anytime one thing that can pull the natural gas futures. Okay, uh, yeah, Henry Hub natural gas future. So one thing that can pull the crude prices up is natural gas. Until and unless it is trading below 4.7, it is looking topish and looking tired until it drops below 4.7. And you cannot never trust the OPEC and the Russia. Like if they want a higher price, they can actually push this price higher by uh, producing or sending less natural gas to Europe and USA. And what will happen in that case is that everything will again rise. But I don't know whether they will do or not. But if there is a harsh winter, that is possible. So until and unless this trades below 4.7, even though temporarily the crude oil is falling, this crude oil is falling. Uh, there is a little bit of a scare still remaining, that it can anytime bounce back. If today is a very big fall, like 79 to 75, 90 already. And I had mentioned this. I had mentioned this in the stockage and in to my TMP students also. So there can be a fall in this crude oil. Okay, now lot about macro I have told. Now let me get back the our, because we will be at the end of the day trading stocks. Okay, so see, CNS metal is quite weak. So the things that look very vulnerable to me is Tata Steel. Okay, so Tata Steel is this is a descending triangle breakdown, can go to 900, a very good short candidate for me as long as stayed below 1200 and 1230. Okay, Hindalco. So Hindalco is also looking bearish, can fall more. Okay, though RSI is still above 50. So these two stocks keep an eye. The mother of the market is Reliance. Okay, because Mota Bhai is almost the uh, So here also on the verge of a head and shoulder breakdown. So if it falls first 2370 and 2200 is a possibility. So this is the biggest weighted stocks. Nifty Bank is doing very bad. Uh, okay, so Nifty Bank and Nifty Metals are the worst index right now. So Nifty Bank can go to 37,000 this week. Okay, so keep an eye. If Nifty breaks 17,600, there's a possibility. See, everything can happen in the market. You may see that crude oil coming to $70 and our market may not fall. That can also happen. But given the structure of the chart, I am telling this, you have to, because those who are in the TMP or in the club, we update on day-to-day basis how the thing changes. Because I was quite bullish on, if I talk to you, I was quite bullish on oil going up, going up to 100. But after this news, I understood that oil would come down, probably would come down, and I mentioned that into the club, and see oil is right now plunging. Okay, so the view changes with the kind of scenario it develops, and we actually share that with the TMP the members in the TMP and the club. Now this is the bank Nifty. Okay, Nifty Auto was a sharp fall later, but overall it is still in the bullish zone. Why it Nifty Auto is still bullish? Because you have to understand that see, uh, there is one news that is chip shortage was there, like in every supply shortage in the flood in USA and in the Taiwan, there was a huge chip shortage, and chip shortage uh, actually resulted in worst crude oil uh, uh, sorry, chip shortage resulted in worst festive season sale in the this year. Now if I go here, see this money control report.
Welcome back. You're still watching Trading Hour.
So
now we have
the semiconductor chip shortage is issue right now in a rear view. So what they are saying is that the chip shortage which is there is right now sorted out, and possibly we will have a better chip supply. And in that case, the Nifty Auto is looking good. And to be frank, Maruti looks to be a very good stock at this point of time. Tata Motors broke out, but pulled back later during the day. But overall, these things is okay. Okay, it can still bounce. Okay, now Nifty FMCG is a very good sector right now in the scenario. So in a weekly chart, near support can dip a little bit. So all the in a longer term point of view, all the Hindustan Unilever, Hind Uni. So in a longer term time frame, you can see it is near support. 2300 is a very great support, so it can rise. Uh, so another is Nestle. So this is Nestle India. You can see from the support trying to bounce back. Colgate. So near the support again. Okay, though it is bearish, but you can understand that kind of a support things are there. Though it is a little bit bearish, I have to say. But okay, HUL and Nestle are looking good. Uh, Another stock is Dabur, which is again looking good. I will show you. So this is Dabur. Okay, so near the support can bounce back. These are for longer term things we are telling about, not very shorter term trade. In a medium term trade, Tata Consumer looking good, can rise. Okay, then Britannia. Uh, these companies also face huge challenge of what I say is that the wheat price inflation, the raw material price inflation, but still they are in the support and they can rise because these are the defensive mode stocks. And one is, though it is not a FMCG, Asian Paints, because the oil price, if they go down, Asian Paints look good to me. Okay, can reach towards this past highs of 34, 30, 500 over next few weeks. Okay, now the most important sector in this thing is IT. Okay, so IT had a bit of correction, but IT does not look bad to me. IT probably would go higher because you have to understand one thing. Okay, look at this. Look at this. I'm going to yesterday, and you can see again COVID cases are rising. You can see even COVID cases are rising, and especially if I talk about Europe, see, though a lot of people are vaccinated, 380,000 cases, 4,000 plus death. Look at countries like Germany, France, Russia, UK. Okay, Turkey is not there, but Turkey is also part of Eurasia. So Russia. So all these countries are having havoc in the name of COVID, and we don't know if a third wave will come into India and how India will manage, because the global central banks have started taking back money because of this inflation, and not taking back money, like tapering and interest rate may rise. So if a third wave, the massive worldwide third wave comes, like in USA, in India, I think the situation would be in a very difficult thing, because right now you have inflation, you cannot print a lot of money also, and situation is not good. Okay, so overall, but IT in that scenario actually flourishes because people get more and more into a digital mode as they look into uh, the COVID scenario. So this will rise, and another sector, these two sector, as long as COVID is there, these two sector will blossom. Okay, one is Nifty IT and Realty, obviously, because if you cannot go anywhere at least 4 or 5 months of the year, then you need a bigger home. If you can't go to office, you have to work from office, you need an extra room. So people have made good money in the stock market. So the Realty index would go, and this is a very I would say very fast moving index and very sharp move. See, 1 week it is down 5%, next week it is down, next week it is up 9%. So people have to have a strong heart to be in this sector. Okay, so I think I spoke about all the sectors. Let me check. Okay, Nifty Media is I won't, instead of Nifty Media, I will talk Z, because this consists of a big part of this. So Z can actually rise if it stays above 340. Okay, and another is Sun Pharma, Sun TV. So Sun TV network is again, weekly support, can rise from here, or it can falls to 489. It is a range bound stock and doing reasonably well. Last is Nifty Pharma, which looks pretty bearish to me. Okay, because in India, due to the COVID surge, this pharma rally had happened. Right now it has broken near the support, yet not broken, but RSI had broken, not looking very bullish. So on the upside, the sectors to look for is Nifty Realty, Nifty IT, and Nifty Auto probably, and Nifty FMCG near the support. But Nifty can very well, if Nifty breaks 17,600, and you can see Nifty coming back to 17,100 to uh, 16,650. See, it is not a end of what I would say bull market. It may drop here and then take a bounce, but you have to book your positions. If you are a trader, if you have to book your position, so that you are not because I will show you. See, though the index level we are down 4%, Nifty, sorry, Balaji Amines, stock like Balaji Amines, which were one of the high flyers of this. See, they are down almost 40%, 45%. So you have to understand that even though the index may correct 10% from the top, and it is only down 4-5% right now, and it is down 40%, many of the stocks will be down 60-70%. So these stocks specific don't remain in weaker stock, Vivek says RS model is a great help in this format. Last, Nifty mid cap. So Nifty mid cap index still not a lot of bearish, but Nifty small cap is also not a great bearish. It is not coming. Yeah, Nifty SML CAP. So if you look at Nifty small cap, not very bearish. These are looking bullish, and that is why I'm a little bit skeptical of the fall also, because if a market has to fall, first mid cap and small cap would plunge, and that is not happening. So be stock specific and enjoy the market in whatever direction it goes. We will keep on updating you in the TMP and the beautiful platform that we have built. This is the Stockist Social. So remain connected. Thanks. I will hand it over to Vivek sir. Hi sir, can you hear me?
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes sir. Yes sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Very good evening, everyone. I hope you are doing great. And let me start by congratulating and celebrating this lovely day today. I hope you guys have celebrated today. There was a break as well, so much needed break from the market, especially when what has happened yesterday with Paytm. I think there is too much discussion happening around it, so we all needed some break. And all these kind of discussions obviously tries to distort your opinion on various things. So I prefer to stay away from all unhealthy discussions happening across all media platforms. I will always recommend you to do the same, because ultimately different people giving different opinions. At some point of time, we will develop that cognitive bias against our own opinions, our own judgments, and we'll start believing that other people are correct and we are wrong. So that's the worst thing you can do to your career. So try to avoid to become part of these useless, I would say, discussions, until unless you intend to become a influencer and you want to have a strong opinion on everything, which is also not a good idea. Anyways, so Friday evening, after I speak, after Shuradeep speak and I get a chance to speak, so it's always tough to speak after him because pretty much his view on market and my view is in sync most of the time. And I've realized that so we talk the same thing. So maybe for attendees, it may sound to be repetitive, a house view. So what I will do today, I will take questions today for a change. Let's take some questions because I can see that a lot of people have questions and they want their queries to be resolved. I'm presuming that most of you would have seen my RS webinar or RS content in my Learn to Trade or everywhere. I just share RS with everyone everywhere. So I'm sure you must have seen. So I'm sure you will have some questions with respect to that. So I'm happy to take questions. But before we do that, let me inform you guys, since I promote TradingView a lot. So Black Friday offer of TradingView is about to come. Okay, this is due in 2 days. So most likely on Sunday evening, this offer will be released, and they give very aggressive discount on TradingView because Black Friday is a very it's a known phenomenon in US where everything goes for a massive discount. So be prepared for this. If you are if you are a user of TradingView, definitely be prepared for this sale, which will be there on Black Friday day. Even I'm prepared for it. Every year I do renew my subscription of TradingView on that particular day. So what I do is my expiry typically is 1 or 2 days before that Black Friday day. So I don't renew on auto payment. I discontinue the auto payment, and then on that day when the sale happens, I renew. So you guys can Som is asking if I've already subscribed, can I still buy for Black Friday? I'm not sure, because if you have already purchased it, then I think they will give you an offer to upgrade or to buy an extension at a lesser rate. So log into TradingView that time. Yeah, you can upgrade. Correct. Mukesh is saying we can upgrade. So yes, you guys can upgrade if you want. Yes, he can buy. That's what Shiva Kumar is saying, that he can buy. So be prepared. And I'm telling you always that TradingView is something which is indispensable now. And guys, did you see today's face-to-face? Let me just switch on my webcam. Although I'm at home, so I don't know how my background will look like. Okay. Okay. So did you guys get an opportunity? Oh, let me just switch off my webcam. It's not a very happy feeling. Did you guys check my face-to-face, which I released just now at 5 o'clock? Did you get a chance to do that? It's almost 2 hour face-to-face, huh? 2 hour face-to-face. And I'm telling you, this is one face-to-face which you can't miss. Especially people who are very serious about trading, who want to use TradingView coding, the Pine Chart platform. This is a must-see face-to-face. It will take you to the next level of your working in market. All right. So it's a 1 hour, 45 minutes or 50 minutes. It's a very exhaustive face-to-face I did. Okay. Okay. How to view that? You can go to YouTube and view, or you can go to elonmarkets.com/face-to-face. What we have done is we have systematically arranged everything for you. So this one, the latest by Rajendran, you have to go and see this one. This is absolute beauty. And I'm going to record more with Rajendran, because I think this guy is good in what he's doing. So we should get as much knowledge from his as much possible. Okay. And people who have not seen face to face yet, I think you are terribly missing something, because this is a gold mine of education which I am recording, and it's free of cost. So all of you should please, I request, go to elonmarkets.com/face-to-face, select the category you want to see, and go through all the videos in that category. Trust me, you will not be disappointed, because I am very particular about the content which I am recording. And I will not give substandard products. I have recorded so many videos. I have re-recorded so many videos because I was not satisfied with the content. So I will never give you substandard output. So please see all the face-to-face which I'm recording. All right. This is small bit of bites from my side. Ninad is saying not able to see the Black Friday promo. Are Ninad, this will come after 2 days. I showed you. Just Google Black Friday TradingView, and you see this will come. Almost 60% you can get off, but it will come after 2 days. Offer starts in 2 days, 80 hours. That means it's almost 3 days. Okay. Chaliye. Now let's take some questions, because today I'm in a mood to answer questions. And okay, चलिए नितेश भाई का क्वेश्चन लेते हैं सबसे पहले. Please explain which time frame should be used for position trade for RS stocks. Actually, a question आज one of the Stockage Club member, he called me and we were discussing this. In fact, by the way, if you are a Stockage Club member, we can discuss on phone one-to-one. So I give 10 minutes to club members who are interested in talking to me. Okay. So in case of Stockage Club member, please take this advantage, this facility which has been created. We discuss all kind of things. चलिए, तो नितेश भाई आंसर इसका ऐसा है. अभी मेरा ट्रेडिंग व्यू में 2 आवरली चार्ट नहीं दिखेगा, बिकॉज मैंने अभी आज के लिए सब्सक्रिप्शन हटा रखा है. आई विल रीसब्सक्राइब ऑन मंडे ऑन द ब्लैक फ्राइडे डे. तो अगर हम पोजीशन ट्रेडिंग की बात करें, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पोजीशन ट्रेडिंग, that means we are talking about the swing trading. It could be a shorter swing trading or it could be a longer swing trading. What is shorter swing trading? Shorter swing trading means that 2 दिन से लेके maybe 10 से 15 दिन का तक का पोजीशन, maybe 20 दिन का positions. It's a shorter swing trading. Okay. And longer swing trading will be probably from a period of say 2-3 days to maybe 3 months, 4 months also, which typically I follow. Now, assuming that you are not a full-time market participant and you are a part-time person, that means आपका कोई ना कोई business है या you are in a job, then obviously I will not recommend you to look at shorter term swing trading strategies because you need to be there in the market. कब कुछ ट्रेड को आपको स्क्वायर अप करने का नीड आ जाएगा ना आपको ट्रेड एंटर करने का नीड आ जाएगा, इट्स विल बी वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर यू टू मैनेज एंड इफ यू आर देयर इन मीटिंग दैट टाइम it will be difficult for you to execute the trade. So better is to resort to the long term swing trading, which I do. Okay, and how do I do it? See, the way I do it is very, very simple, and I've explained this in multiple forums that I have list of 100 stocks which I follow, and this list has built over a period of time depending upon my understanding of these stocks, depending upon the kind of information I'm getting from various channels. When I'm saying channel, it's not the TV channels. When I'm saying channels, it's the various source of information. It could be my friends, it could be some major market participant, it could be TV or any channel. हम सब कुछ सुनते हैं. So when you listen, you get to understand stocks. So there are 100 stocks which I have, which I'm tracking because I understand the themes of these stocks. So for me, the most important part is that stocks में theme क्या है. अगर थीम नहीं पता होगा तो मैं उस स्टॉक में हाथ नहीं दूंगा बिकॉज वो मेरे समझ के बाहर की चीज है, राइट? सो आउट ऑफ दीज 100 स्टॉक्स आई ऑलवेज ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट स्टॉक्स which are showing relative strength and which are showing a very strong trend. एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं माइक्रोटेक डेवलपर्स, okay, which is Lodha. Now you see Lodha RSS has been more than zero for some time. It went here, थोड़ा लो यहाँ पर आया था, but it was around about zero and it again went up. So the best case Lodha buying for me was, as I've explained in my webinar also, that अगर RS zero के ऊपर है, right, and the stock is crossing the previous swing high. So this is the previous swing high, this is the previous swing high, and the stock is greater than RS is greater than zero. This is the price where I will enter this stock. Why? Because the momentum is high, relative strength is also greater than zero, and the stock is giving me a breakout. So this is for people who want to trade breakout. For people who want to trade retracement, you can buy a stock which is retracing, and typical buying levels are near 21 period moving average, 55 period moving average, 100 period moving average. So whenever a stock is retracing and the stock is still RS is greater than zero, that is a time when you should make an attempt to buy the stock. Okay, so either you buy at a breakout point or you buy at a retracement point. Now the question to be answered is कि breakout पे हम buy तो करेंगे तो stop loss क्या रहेगा? So there are two theories to stop loss. One of the theories is कि जिस कैंडल पे आपने बाय किया है, चलिए इस लाइन चार्ट को एक बार कैंडल कर लेते हैं अपने. One of the theories कि जिस कैंडल पे आपने बाय किया है जब ब्रेकआउट हुआ था, एक्चुअली मैं ब्रेकआउट क्योंकि मैं लॉन्गर स्विंग करता हूं तो मैं I will always look at the line chart. I will not look at the candlestick because I want confirmation at the end of the day. Intraday high low से मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है because I am a long swing trader. But obviously if you are a shorter swing trader, then you will look at a lower duration chart. So I look at 2 hourly chart. तो उसमें मेरे को हाई लो देखना पड़ेगा because 2 hourly का हाई लो becomes a very critical breakout level. तो इसमें स्टॉप लॉस कैसे लगेगा कि whichever candle you entered, उसकी एक कैंडल पहले का लो could be a stop loss. You typically book 50% of your profit when you get 2 times of your stop loss and trail rest 50% with super trend as your trailing stop loss. तो ये typical model है for a longer swing trades, and for a shorter swing trades, then that obviously for a shorter swing trade you can look at the 2 hourly chart rather than looking at the daily chart. The other thing is that as I said, one is a price based stop loss and the other thing is the indicator based stop loss, which I also follow, which is very risky. So I will not advise people to look at that at this moment. इंडिकेटर में स्टॉप लॉसेस की मैं प्राइस को देख ही नहीं रहा. व्हाट आई एम सीइंग इज कि अगर आरएस 0 के ऊपर है तब तक मैं इस पोजीशन को होल्ड करूंगा, और आरएस अगर 0 के नीचे चला गया तब मैं इसको स्क्वायर अप करूंगा. तो दैट इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट एंड वेरी हाई रिस्क स्ट्रेटेजी फॉर अ स्टॉप लॉस. बट उसमें एडवांटेज ये होता है कि मैं लंबे दौर तक एक स्टॉक को कैरी कर पाता हूँ. अगर मैं प्राइस ड्रिवन स्टॉप लॉस करूंगा तो हो सकता है कि स्टॉप लॉस फ्रिक्वेंटली हिट हो जाए. बट इंडिकेटर ड्रिवन स्टॉप लॉस में क्या है, लंबा स्विंग आप कैप्चर कर पाते हैं. तो आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड दिस क्वेश्चन. Who asked me this question? I forgot the name. I think there are so many people. Okay, नितेश भाई, तो आपका क्वेश्चन का आंसर मिल गया होगा कि एंड ऑफ द डे मैं देखता हूँ फॉर माय लॉन्गर स्विंग पोजीशंस, जिसको मैं 2-2, 3-3 महीने तक पोजीशन कैरी कर रहा हूँ, और 2 आवरली चार्ट में देख रहा हूँ फॉर माय शॉर्टर स्विंग पोजीशंस. अच्छा, हिरेन भाई का एक क्वेश्चन है कि एचडीएफसी एएमसी पे लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू बता दीजिए. देखिए, जब भी हम लॉन्ग टर्म व्यू की बात करते हैं तो वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वी नो द फंडामेंटल्स. ओके, एचडीएफसी एएमसी का मैंने डीप फंडामेंटल स्टडी नहीं किया है, बट प्राइस चार्ट देख के क्या लग रहा है, प्राइस चार्ट देख के अपना आरएस क्या बोल रहा है. अपना आरएस तो बहुत क्लियरली बोल रहा है कि ये वीक स्टॉक है, इसमें हाथ नहीं लगाना चाहिए. राइट, क्लियरली आरएस इज लेस देन 0 एंड देयर इज नो रीजन वी शुड बाय दिस स्टॉक. राइट, having said that, because you're talking from a long term perspective, let us see the weekly chart also. तो वीकली चार्ट के अंदर में भी देखिए आरएस इसका 0 के नीचे है, तो ये वीक स्टॉक है, तो हम इसमें अभी हाथ नहीं लगाएंगे. तो आई विल नॉट बी बायर इन द स्टॉक. वेल, हो सकता है कि स्टॉक यहाँ से घूम भी जाए, ऊपर चला जाए, बट ठीक है. आई मीन अभी आज के रेट में आई डोंट वांट माय मनी टू गेट स्टक इन अ स्टॉक वेयर देयर इज नो मोमेंटम. So I'm a person who loves to play momentum rather than holding on to a stock which by name I probably like that stock. I hope Hiren bhai answer मिल गया. Okay, I will not be able to answer all the questions, so मैं थोड़ा cherry pick करूँगा because it will be difficult for me to answer all the questions. Bajaj Electric पे मुकेश भाई का क्वेश्चन है. चलिए, मतलब I'll actually avoid asking answering questions on मुकेश लिख रहा हूं मैं, सॉरी. वैसे मुकेश भाई मुकेश बाबू फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज बोल के भी है कंपनी. एनीवेज, see, try to understand the process from me. Don't try to take stock view from me because I'm not an analyst. I'm a person who has developed a process and I'm willing to share the process with you guys. बजाज इलेक्ट्रिक आज के रेट में वीक स्टॉक है, तो मैं इसमें नहीं रहूंगा. मोमेंटम का मतलब क्या होता है कि जब भी स्टॉक में तेजी का मोमेंटम आता है और वो स्ट्रांग होता है तब मैं उसमें घुसूंगा. तो अगर आप वैल्यू इन्वेस्टर है तब शायद आप कॉन्ट्रेरियम प्ले करेंगे और अभी घुस जाएंगे. बट आई एम काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन हु प्रेफर्स टू बाय एक्सपेंसिव एंड सेल एक्सपेंसिव. ओके, प्रदीप हैज अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. हाउ डू यू सजेस्ट हाउ टू हेज द पोर्टफोलियो? Well, I don't suggest people to hedge the portfolio. In fact, your model should be a natural hedge. So every time your portfolio stock shows a negative divergence, that means the stock is showing weakness vis-a-vis the market, and it goes below your benchmark, then you exit. I don't do a portfolio hedge because portfolio hedge करोगे तो you have to bear the hedging cost. अगर आपको बहुत ज्यादा एक डर लगता है, आपको लगता है कि नहीं मुझे hedge चाहिए, तो probably you can buy a longer dated options. जैसे आप अभी हम लोग नवंबर में है, तो नेक्स्ट ईयर का आप दिसंबर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का ऑप्शन अगर लिक्विड है तो बाई कर सकते हैं. तो चलिए देखते हैं पर एनएससी की साइड पे इफ वी हैव, और कितना रुपया लगेगा बाई करने में. मार्केट डेटा डेरिवेटिव्स. So let us go to Nifty. Option chain. And let us see कौन सा expiry हमारे पास available है. So if suppose we are here to hedge by buying options of December expiry, तो longer period expiry का options available है. तो अगर आपको portfolio hedge करना है तो आप put option एक लंबा tenure का खरीद के छोड़ सकते हैं.
there is not so bad है, reasonable depth है. तो अगर आप 15,000 का पुट लेंगे तो देखो 370 रुपए में आपको मिल जाएगा. इट्स लाइक अ हेज जिसका वैल्यू इरोड बहुत धीरे धीरे होगा. बट अगर मार्केट सपोज बहुत ही घनघोर गिर गया तो फिर एटलीस्ट आपको थोड़ा सा वैल्यू रिकवरी इसमें होगा. That's how you can hedge at a gross level portfolio, but I'm not sure इसका कितना impact होगा. So my model doesn't need a hedging. My model is always there to give me an exit plan. From a long-term investment portfolio point of view, is it time to book profit and wait for a correction? Very difficult to give an answer to this question because broader market को देखोगे ना, अगर आप जिस तरह का interest rate scenario है, inflation है, market में overall buoyancy है, economy recovery है, new money is getting into the system. India is a country where there is so much opportunity, especially in the new gen businesses, and India has just started in the new gen businesses. तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि हमको short करना चाहिए. Short will be a crime. India market is not meant for shorting. But long term investor correction आ सकता है. Square up थोड़ा कर सकते हो. 20-25% करेक्ट कर लिए, फिर नीचे you can get it again. If you want to play that game, you can do that. But I would prefer कि it's better to follow a fixed model, and whenever your stock is showing weakness, then you anyways exit. Why do you want to think about broader market and take a call on your portfolio? Don't do that. Anurag is asking, please share your view on Bank Nifty. If auto and realty will increase, then banking and finance should be good. Your view on this, please. Okay. तो चलिए बैंक निफ्टी के बारे में थोड़ा बात करते हैं. So Bank Nifty. So let's go to red list and so Bank Nifty, if you see relative to market, is standing at a crux. Okay, जहां से या तो इसके अंदर में कोई बहुत बड़ा मूव आएगा या ये अंडर परफॉर्मर के रूप में पड़ा रहेगा. My hunch is that it should give an up move. My hunch is because if economy recovery which we are seeing is genuine, and if you want to believe that overall economic growth में एक vibrancy आ गया है. See, inflation is not always bad. You have to understand that a demand-led inflation is good. Cost push inflation is bad. अभी इंडिया के अंदर में we are seeing a bit of cost push inflation because metals and cement and all of the prices are going up. But typically क्या होता है? If you see the 2008 fall, उसके बाद भी inflation आया था. It was largely cost push because commodity prices वगैरह high थे. But then that got converted into demand pull inflation, which was very handsome. So that's why there was massive GDP growth and economic recovery. So if we believe that that will happen, then banks and NBFCs will become very important part of that recovery process. So somehow I don't want to have a negative view on Bank Nifty. So I will wait for I'll definitely not short because that doesn't give me a confidence. I will wait for Bank Nifty to probably show a convincing move to build position further. I think it's always good to look at ETF, Bank Nifty ETF, and start investing small amount in ETF. That I think is a better advisable thing right now rather than just looking at futures contract. Okay, let's go back to questions. Okay, we'll talk about auto also. Auto somehow it tries to recover, and because of this semiconductor news now, suddenly there is a fair bit of vibrancy. But remember, auto is a cyclical stock, and auto and real estate, all these are beneficiary of low interest rate regime. So till interest rates are low, I think auto and real estate or any cyclical sector should be seen in a very positive manner. So I will always be a buyer in strong stocks in auto and the reality space. And I think my favorite is still IT, and that too in IT mid-cap IT stock. I think there's still a lot of room to go up. The way things are progressing, the way overall demand for tech has gone up, I think IT is still going to be the leader in coming 5 years. So maybe a bit of allocation of money in good quality tech companies is not a bad idea. Let me go back to question panel. So many questions. Sorry, I didn't understand. I didn't realize that there'll be a lot of questions. I guess I will have to plan a very long session with you guys someday. Okay, Burhan Bhai is asking, I have a question from Learn to Trade. I take entry as per your RS model, RS super trend positive on a daily basis, but in 2 hourly super trend negative, but RS positive. So should I hold or exit? In 2 hourly super trend is negative and RS is positive. You don't do anything. You will only exit when 2 hourly super trend is negative and RS also becomes negative. Okay. Okay, Kiran is saying, can we have chart patterns, scan like head and shoulder, triangle, etc. in stock? We are working on it, Kiran. I hope we do it fast for you. Any plans to include crypto education videos? Yes, Pankaj, we have recently recorded a very good course on crypto, which we'll be working. We are working on post production of that course, so very soon we'll be launching that program. Which plan do you use in TradingView? Jay, I use premium plan. Actually, I used to use Pro Plus plan, but TradingView, I think because I have so many Twitter followers, they upgraded me to premium without asking money. But I will go for Pro Plus only. I don't need premium. It doesn't serve any purpose of mine. I think Pro Plus is good enough for me. Why Coal India is falling and theme is intact? That's a big problem. Yeah. In fact, I was also holding on. In fact, I still hold on to this stock. What do I do? I mean, at least the stock has good dividend track, so it's not a full loss for me. But yeah, Coal India, the PSU story, and people eventually get disheartened with these PSUs. So that's why it's falling. So that's the reason why RS is a good model, which gives you power to exit the stocks if they are not doing good. Unfortunately, I didn't exit the stock because I got lured by the dividend. The typical mistake people do. So it's part of my long-term portfolio, but it's seriously an underperformer. And PSUs are, you always want to buy PSUs, but finally government will do something, and it will kill the positivity around PSUs. So that's why stay away from PSUs is actually not a bad mantra. How RS works in bear market for swing trading? RS will be positive Nifty. Yeah, Parik, very good question. So what happens when there is a bear market? Nifty falls and stocks also fall. And if stock is not performing, is not falling as much as market is falling, then our RS will be greater than 0, which is okay. So do you sell? We don't sell. Do you see mark-to-market losses? Yes, we do see mark-to-market losses. Because I believe that whatever money I have in the market, that is for the market. I don't want to be out of market with cash because it's very difficult to time the market when will it revert. And market always reverts. You see the history of bear market. It doesn't stay there for a long time. Bull market is far more long term and bear market is very short lived. So it's very difficult to time it कि कब आपको ये मिलेगा कि bear market में buy करने का opportunity मिलेगा. So RS में exit मिल जाते हैं, लेकिन last में कुछ ऐसे stock होंगे जो RS positive है and you will still hold on to those stocks, which is fine. I mean, you'll have to anyways have some stocks, and because RS will give negative signals in few weak stocks, then you keep on exiting, and you keep on booking or profit or loss in the companies. Okay, Arjun is saying that can we discuss LTF and H? Larsen and Toubro. Larsen and Toubro, LT and HFK. LTFS. Larsen and Toubro Financial Holding. So see, you see the structure of the chart. It's a weak stock. So I don't know what will happen to this stock on a long-term basis. Let's do a weekly chart. Yeah, so it's in a range. It's still a weak stock. So Again, as a momentum investor, I will only buy if the stock crosses this level, you know, when the RS goes above 0. Right now, it's an opportunity cost. Just like, you know, in Coal India, some of my money is stuck now because I didn't exit. Some mistakes, you know, people do some mistakes, so I did that mistake again. 2-3 mistakes साल में हो ही जाते हैं. Coal India has become one of those mistakes. So this can turn out to be a mistake. It's going to take a lot of time for this stock to start outperforming again and give you money. So I would suggest get out of this stock and find out some other stock which has high momentum right now. All right, guys, I'm so sorry. There are so many questions, and I think I have not been able to answer a few questions. So nonetheless, I'm always available. You can connect with the support team. If you're a club member, obviously you have right to connect with me on the club platform. So do connect with me in this social platform by tagging me, and I'll reply to your query there. And if you're a TMP member, I'm there on WhatsApp. Feel free to connect with me. And if you want to talk to me, then support team is the right people to connect and book a mutual convenient calendar for both of us. And if you are not yet part of club or TMP, in fact, if you're not part of club, you should become part of club. This is the great family of like-minded people we have built. I am sure you will find value in all the interactions which we have. Plus, I'm sure you will make money apart from serious learning on markets from our team members. Thank you. Good night, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow I'll be releasing the weekend analysis video. So I'm trying to do weekend analysis every weekend. So that's why I'm not repeating things here. I hope it was a productive session. Surodeep is superb in what he does, and I am trying my bit to make sure that you get value of your time you're investing on us. Thank you. Good night. Take care, guys.